All right. Mic check. Good morning, everyone. Thanks to those of you who are tuning in here on the Investing Channel YouTube channel live. All right. My name's Davis Martin. I'm the head trader and teacher at Triple Threat Trader. Now, if you're wondering why this is on the Investing Channel YouTube, it's because I am co-owner of InvestingChannel.com. All right. I'm the head trader and teacher of Triple Threat Trader, which is a product provided under InvestingChannel.com. All right. I've been in the market for well over a decade at this point. I always say 10 years because it's just an easy, it's like a block, a decade, 10 years. It's a benchmark, right? But, with each day that passes, that experience only improves. Now, I hope you had a fantastic weekend as we enter the market here on a Monday. I'm here to talk to you about a few stocks I'm looking at and one additional play, which is always a good go-to on a Monday mornings in my experience, all right? Which, like I said, is stacking up, all right? I am fairly young, but I also got into the market at a very, very, very young age, and I'm glad I did too. Now, let's go over a few plays to start the week after a pretty wacky news-filled weekend, right? I know there were some football games postponed and whatnot, and hey, it's a pretty wild world out there, right? But there are still opportunities out there. I'm sure a lot of developments and stuff like that will take place this week. Personally, for me, what that means is I'm going to be extremely, extremely selective about positions that I hold overnight. And what that means is that I'm not just going to pick up a play as usual. I'm not just going to pick up a play because the chart looks good or because, one thing or another about the play might look appealing or whatnot, okay? It's got to be backed by unusual options activity, dark pools, institutional money flow. Those are the most reliable trades. Those are the best trades to be making all the time, in my experience, all right? So let's go over a fairly good chart right now, which with the possible stimulus deal on the table could be in play here. JETS. Now, last week I spoke about airlines in a quick video I did. I spoke about American Airlines, AAL, and Delta Airlines, DAL, right? Well, JETS, JETS, is the exchange traded fund which tracks airlines. On Friday afternoon, this particular one, which options don't trade actively on, by the way, right? I've studied this exchange traded fund for a while. I know a few traders who are more blue chip traders, and they just don't touch options or penny stocks or crypto or any of that stuff. They have traded in and out of JETS, which is a fancy name for an exchange traded fund which tracks airlines. And it'll track the whole sector. So stocks like American Airlines, Delta, JetBlue, Spirit Airlines, Southwest Airlines, they'll all be bundled in there, all right? Great way to track the activity. Friday afternoon, the option volume in it started to heat up, all right? The option sentiment in it started to heat up. So, of course, that makes me interested in it. That makes me want to pay attention to it. And the catalyst behind that is fairly simple. Stimulus deal. Next question becomes, from a lot of traders, Davis, would you hold through the possibility of a stimulus deal actually being finalized or scratched? My answer is absolutely not. If one is finalized and put into effect, this thing, especially with everything going on in the world of airlines lately, could really, really, really fly. All right? That said, if one doesn't go through, or if one gets delayed, or if there's one reason or another airlines don't benefit at all, any sector doesn't benefit at all, it could really plummet pretty quick too, okay? So selling into a run-up, in my experience with a catalyst trade, any catalyst trade, that's where you want to be a seller. Buying ahead of whispers starting to happen is where you want to be a buyer, all right? I'm keeping my eye on this one. Now, we may have also heard about the New York City shutdown and some increase in COVID cases and stuff like that. That's going to take a lot of consumers who may have been in-store visitors and stuff like that, if they're shut down, if stores start to close or put increased limitations on what they can and can't do, that's going to put a lot of consumers straight back into the world of online shopping versus in-store shopping. Walmart, great example. So when we think about online retail, we all might think about Amazon, right? Stock's crazy high priced, I'm looking forward to if it does a stock split similar to Tesla and Apple, what they recently did. All right, but I'm not going to go ahead and just hope that happens by the end of the day today. So two others which have really made incredible progress through this whole pandemic in their e-commerce side of things. That will be Walmart, WMT, and also Target, TGT. All right, we'll take a look at those charts in just a second here. But for right now, let's focus on Walmart, WMT. This stock on a pullback to about 140 would be awesome to think about start getting in on increasing buying volume, just technically, increasing call option activity on unusual options activity, or if I see shares bought up by insiders. All right. These are the kind of things which we invest heavily into having the ability to be able to see. All right. And by the way, while we're here, I'm going to be picking up the live session content in the mornings here. Okay. So what I want you to take a second to do is click subscribe to this channel and click that little bell. That'll turn notifications on so that anytime I start a live stream, you'll be automatically notified. All right. So you can stay up to date for yourself. Just click subscribe, the little button below, and that'll do it for now. All right. WMT watching on a pullback to around 140. Then it has plenty of room to retest this recent high. Now, while that isn't a large amount in dollar amounts per share, that's not what I care about on these blue chip stocks. I use the options for a reason, and that's because they provide leverage on that move. I use at the money or options which might be a little bit in the money, which tend to be the best risk reward plays and the hottest ones on unusual call options activity or unusual put options activity. You may have heard about out of the money options or far out of the money options and stuff. Man, risky beginner's mistake. A lot of traders will start picking those up and stuff like that, and they wonder what's going on. It's like, well, a good start would have been trading the proper options and stuff. That's the thing. I put a heavy focus on education on in the service. In fact, this weekend I just shot another like 15-minute educational video on in the money, at the money, out of the money options. If you don't understand any of those, don't worry about it, all right? I probably wouldn't have either when I first started. TGT, this is Target. Now, Target's very similar to Walmart. If you think about Target and Walmart, at least where I live, okay, to me, they almost do the same thing. But it's a matter of which place a consumer is more comfortable with or which place a consumer can get a better deal, all right? Target's actually been a hotter play than Walmart recently as reflected by the chart, okay? The thing about Walmart is it's just offering a little bit of a dip, which could create for a nice base to go ahead and jump in. All right. So we're going to take a look at Target here. This has breakout room to possible new, more and more new highs. All right. And especially if their e-commerce side of things starts to really pick up over the course of, let's say, the next month, then I expect it to do even better. We got to keep in mind here that it's October 5th, right? As I'm speaking today, we're not too far away from starting to think about things like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. All right, companies like Target, Walmart, Amazon, they're probably amped up today for Cyber Monday, which isn't even taking place for another well over a month, right? And then of course, right after that comes Christmas. So that's when the e-commerce side of things for stores like Target and Walmart, companies like Target and Walmart, can really start to heat up for them. Okay, so pretty good time between everything I just mentioned, between everything that's going on in the world and the upcoming events in the world of e-commerce, online shopping. Pretty good time to start paying attention to where those online retailers are. And there's a lot of institutional money flow in them right now. Heavily analyzed, a lot of research going on. So, I mean, if like private portfolio managers and investment funds and stuff like that start to scoop into these stocks at the right prices, that is, really wouldn't surprise me one bit. I know I'd certainly be thinking about it. I know I'm thinking about making these moves for myself. I'm speaking to you about it right now, right? Now, let's go over one good play here on a Monday morning. I emphasize Monday morning because option premiums are tricky out of the gate on Monday mornings, gang. All right. A lot of traders learn that the hard way. A lot of traders simply listen to a teacher and, figure it out from there for themselves. But what I really want to emphasize here on SPY is a quick in and out trade on SPY calls or puts on a Monday morning is a lot of fun. It's what I do almost every Monday morning. From there, I just get straight to a watch list about what I want to trade as the day goes on, all right? And this is the 50-day simple moving average line, which SPY is basing off of right here. This is the red line right here. I'm going to talk to you more about SPY and how I trade it and why I trade it in just a second, so stay with me. And SPY basing off of it right here. Simply put, above it, this is a pretty powerful support level, by the way. Write that down for yourself if you want to. 50-day simple moving average line, 200-day simple moving average line. All right? Write those ones down if you want to. Those are about as powerful as it gets in terms of support and resistance levels. Until I see something more consistent than those two, that's what I'll stick with. And we're just basing right off of there. Futures are a little green as I'm speaking. We'll find out if that holds or not. Plenty of upside room, obviously. You can see, plenty of upside room. As September was a little bit of a roller coaster of the month, of a market, on the month. And of course, we're in a market right now where it could take one piece of news to send us south, all right? That's why every single morning at 9 a.m., I have a full game plan put together of how I want to trade SPY using call options or put options, basic support and resistance levels, a very detailed dial-in plan. And from there, and that whole trading plan, which I share with members, I'm going to speak to you more about that trading plan in a second. It's very important. That whole trading plan, which I speak with members, takes me a long time to put together. That's what I'm getting to right after this, all right? But once that opening bell rings, once everybody wants to go ahead and make their first trade on the week, due to the fact that that trading plan does take me a fairly good amount of time to put together, the actual trade itself does not take that long, all right? That's really the beauty of it. Planning ahead so much to make one consistent, reliable, profitable trade in a short amount of time on my end is totally worth the time invested, because it makes the actual trade, which a lot of people might refer to as the hardest part of trading. It's certainly a little more difficult than making a watch list because you've got money in the market, right? But it makes executing the exact trade using a detailed plan easier and easier. And then as you do it more and more times, it just becomes more and more and more and more natural, all right? To me at this point, it's part of my day, all right? It's just like going to the gym, right? Just like I just back from the gym right now as I'm speaking to you. So I love this thing. This is how I started trading once I moved on from the world of penny stocks way back in the day, all right? SPY-oriented options trades were how I started trading. Eventually, it was the first thing I ever became a teacher on, okay? Teacher and a trader on a daily, I'm talking 5 days a week, whenever the market's open basis. I've trained over 6,000, 7,000. I've trained a lot of members on how to trade SPY from the ground up. I've started the service like that in 2016. And, since then, a few people have tried to copy me and stuff like that. And that's fine, all right? That doesn't bother me the least bit. The only thing that bothers me a little bit is when I see other traders struggling with it, all right? But that's where I come in as an individual who other traders who are running services and stuff like that probably learned from. And that's where I try to help members along those lines as well. If you're looking to get started in the market, one trade at one time on one stock, the SPY, right? This is the exchange traded fund, which tracks the S&P 500, debatably the most powerful economic fund in the entire world. That is a great place to start. All right. I'm your guy for that. My name's Davis Martin. I started that service in 2016. We'll keep you more and more and more posted on that in the future. I'm going to be doing more and more of these live sessions. Like I said, make sure you click subscribe and you have the notifications on. All right. Mostly in the morning, because that's before institutional action takes place. I don't want to talk to you an hour after awesome moves have already happened, all right? I want to talk to you before the possibility of those moves actually happening. I hope that makes sense, all right? So go ahead, click subscribe. that little bell, notifications on, that'll keep you posted. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, whatever it is you did. Even if you had to work over the weekend, hey, it happens, right? Have a good one. Happy Monday. Hope that coffee tastes good. I'll talk to you soon.